Hey everybody, welcome back to this EWR series. My name is Andy, the Commentator. This is episode 11, where I'm booking a year's worth of shows for Pro Wrestling Guerrilla. So a quick recap of where we left off at the end of the last video. So in the last episode, not a lot happened really. We were going to hire Eddie Kingston, but then for a main event program, but then he got hired by CMLL to an exclusive written contract, because nothing screams Lucha Libre like Eddie Kingston. We got rid of Ric Flair, which meant we basically used him for a month and then didn't have to pay him, but then we rehired him as a road agent. Rick Steiner made his debut joining the Glory Days stable, and then a few days later checked himself into rehab, so we had to hire Kevin Sullivan to basically sort of take his place. We hired Kevin Nash for a short main event, well, kind of main event program with Orange Cassidy. One half of our tag team champions semi-retired, so now we can only wrestle at certain points, i.e. the big monthly shows. And last but not least, somebody, what was his name now? Zachary Wentz, there it was. Zachary Wentz publicly criticised the company, so we had to fire him. So apart from that, not too much happened really in the last episode, just a typical fortnight in the life and times of PWG. Now unfortunately, because those things did happen, it meant the last episode was rather long, certainly much longer than I would have liked, but hopefully we're back on track with this episode. So the plan for this episode is to book the next two shows. So the next show is the Go Home show for our big monthly event. This time it's actually going to be our first pay-per-view, All-Star Weekend we're calling it, All-Star Weekend 16, or is it Weekend? Yeah, All-Star Weekend 16 I think. And then we're going to book the actual All-Star Weekend. So there's not going to be much build for this show. It's just basically going to be, here are two cool people. They're going to have a fight. That's kind of the theme of All-Star Weekend. We're bringing in a few outsiders. One or two more surprises still to come, but we'll get to that shortly. So yeah, Friday the 12th of April. So we got our next Thursday's episode of Warfare. That's the go home for the All-Star Weekend, and then All-Star Weekend will take place on the Saturday. So rather than talk, let's crack on with it. Right, I cleared we had 70 odd emails at the end of the last video. I've cleared all those. None of them really worth keeping. It was just who'd hired and fired who. One of those emails, of course, being Eddie Kingston signing with CMLL, which kind of put a spanner in the old works. Not much to do. Now it's Sunday the 14th of April. In reality and on the game at the moment. That's when I'm recording this, so 1 week removed from WrestleMania 40. So again, if I talk about or reference anything that is going to become slightly yesterday's news by the time this gets on YouTube, then that's why. Because I record a little bit in advance. Oh, let's see. Peromania. So I've had WrestleMania and I got Peromania. Does a Pero mean dog? That Dog Mania. I don't know. Mercury Rising. There's been another. So a few big monthly events for the some of our rivals. Thankfully we're not interested in those. Although we did have Pac earlier in the series, if anyone's not watched it. But I don't think anybody that I'm planning on hiring, I'm hoping we can keep moving forward without them being hired. And obviously that's not happened in the last few videos. We've had to change a few plans. But being a relatively small independent wrestling company, that's going to happen. Plans will go awry. As I think Magnum TA said that on the best Rise and Fall of WCW DVD, which I actually have. Anyway, let's not worry about that. So Thursday the 18th of April. So now this is going to be the go home show for All-Star Weekend. I'm hoping this video, as I said earlier, isn't going to take too long. The last video was nearly an hour long. I'm hoping this one's going to be not even half an hour, but I guess we'll find out. Right, so let's book this go-home show. So first things first, going to be one of my surprises. I've hired a few people, which to keep the, as I said, to try and keep the surprise. So I did a few hirings in between recordings, and this is going to be the first debut. So tag debut via call out. So it's going to be, I mean, it's going to spoil it up here because the name's going to be. Although we know about Tanahashi, we did with Tanahashi in the last episode, but in this one, it's going to be, believe it or not, we've hired. It's the Young Bucks, Matt and Nick Jackson, coming back to PWG, and they're going to answer the challenge of. It's going to be Aussie Open, so lots of marks in this promotion, which is a joke that never gets old. So Davis and Fletcher. So challenge going to be. So basically, basically Aussie Open are going to moan that they're not booked. They haven't been booked for a while. They're not booked on All-Star Weekend, and then Super Kick Party is going to hit the PA system. Then those two are going to walk out and say, "Well, we'll give you a match at All-Star Weekend if you want a match." So that's again, yeah, these two teams are cool. They're going to fight. That's the storyline there. But this match has a little bit more storyline to it. I feel like we've been building to this one for a while. Been a bit of a mini TV feud here that's kind of grown. So it's going to be Flash Morgan Webster and Mark Andrews, Subculture, against Bandido and Flamita. Mexi Blood, they're not called Subculture on here, but just Morgan and Andrews, which is a much cooler name. I think you'd all agree. And we're going to give a victory to, I feel like Subculture never wins, so let's give them a win. For pretty much no reason, but we'll do it by underhanded tactics. Because they're heels. No aftermath. And no reason. I may just end that feud there. Although, obviously, when put the heels to win by cheating, it kind of sets up a rematch, but we'll see. Might try and keep it going. I feel like it's just doing like the usual sort of singles matches between the tag people and things like that. Right, we're going to keep the feud between the simmering sort of under feud going between Excalibur and Super Dragon in the next angle, because Super Dragon's going to start flexing his muscles and booking matches. I think he can speak. I hope he can. Otherwise, I'm going to have a rethink. So Authority's going to book tonight's main event. So, yep, Super Dragon is going to decide that the team of Roosh and Triton. I was going to keep Roosh. I was going to keep his in-ring debut for the pay-per-view, but we'll do it now for good reason. So he's going to take on the team of Timothy Thatcher and Congo Kong, the champion. So basically, what the point of this is, Super Dragon's facing Triton at the pay-per-view, so he's putting him in a match to sort of wear him out. And obviously Roosh, he's trying to screw Roosh over a little bit by putting him in a match now. And hopefully, he's going to hope that he gets hurt, because Roosh was kind of Excalibur's big signing. So again, basically the under feud here is, as I've mentioned a few times, Excalibur's kind of the main authority figure, but then Super Dragon just kind of keeps trying to undermine him just to keep it going in the background. Right, another match that we need to get sorted for All-Star Weekend is going to be this one. So, challenge for the next big event. And Orange Cassidy is going to challenge Kevin Nash. So Nash attacked Orange Cassidy, it was last week or the week before. But basically the storyline here is that Nash isn't happy that Orange Cassidy retired Ric Flair. He feels like he should have gone to a bigger star, essentially. So Kevin Nash has turned up to beat Orange Cassidy up, and Orange Cassidy say, well, you know, I'll beat you as well, then, just to prove that I was worthy of it. That's the everyone gets a story. I try and give everyone a storyline here, but that's why I've had Vince Russo. You know, people can say people can criticise Vince Russo, but he did try and give everybody a storyline. To be fair to him, so that was one of his strengths. Obviously, it's not everything. Threw a lot on the wall, not all of it stuck, I think it's fair to say, but that was something that I think people appreciated, that even he tried to give the lower card guys, even they had their own sort of little things to do, which is why I've hired him as a writer for PWG. Anyway, we're gonna have a stable angle again, just basically build up to the pay-per-view. So stable, attack, singles. We'll do it in ring, why not? So Glory Days are going to attack Eli Drake. So I think what we'll do for that, so basically what would happen for that angle, Eli Drake would be in the ring. They'd show a video they'd show something on the screen would appear. They'd show the Crime Time knocked out, and then Glory Days would circle the ring, and Eli Drake would try and beat them up and fail, basically. So that's built up to that 6-person tag. Now we've got another. These two people are cool. They're going to have a fight video here. And this is two more surprises coming up. Hopefully good ones. So we're gonna have an angle. I was gonna do this as an authority announcers angle, but we're just gonna do it as a hype video, and it's going to be So we need a video angle. So hype video for upcoming match. I mean, Excalibur can talk over it, so it's still kind of Excalibur trying to one up Super Dragon. So it's going to be Io Shirai versus Mickie James. In my mind, that's kind of a dream match, I guess. Maybe clash of styles, clash of eras, clash of genres, and whatever you want to call it. So these two are cool. They're going to have a fight. That's the storyline there. So a one-off match for those two. At All-Star, I'm trying to just kind of load the All-Star Weekend card with kind of one-off appearances. Hence why that's why we brought the Young Bucks in, just to I'm trying to bring people in from different promotions rather than just sort of Japanese wrestlers like I've been doing. And so bringing a couple from AEW, would bring in Mickie James, more associated with sort of TNA, I would say. Obviously she had a long run in WWE as well. Kevin Nash again. We're loading that card. Right, then our double tag team main event to build up to the title matches. So first up are the women. Ladies first, of course, as the saying goes. So it's going to be Deonna Purrazzo and Jessie Brooks, Bonesaw Brooks, who's not been seen or heard from for a while. And they're going to take on the team of Hannah Ya and Shanna, the champion. And it makes sense for the challengers to win here, but I'm actually going to put the champions over. So Shanna is going to pin Jessie Brooks. Obviously, don't pin Deonna. Give her a clean win as well. Why not? Even though she's a heel. No aftermath. But I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll go opponent miscommunication. Just so it's not a clean win, but not a cheat. Flash Morgan and Mark Andrews cheated, so I don't want to do two cheat ones. Okay, no aftermath. And that's to build hype for the Shanna and Deonna title match. And then finally our main event, which Super Dragon has already booked. So three matches again, all tag matches. So if you like tag team matches player, then this is the show for you. So it's going to be Triton, a new big luchador hope, and Rush, or Rush, if you're obviously it's pronounced Rush, Timothy Thatcher, and the big bad champion, Donkey's brother, Congo. No title on the line. This time we will give the faces the win. So Rouge is going to be Timothy Thatcher. Again, just to do one over on Super Dragon. Finish. Rouge wins cleanly. I was going to have Super Dragon Botcher running actually, but if I know, I'll tell you what we'll do. Yeah, we'll give a running on Triton just to try and build on that one as well. It does kind of take away from. So Kong and Rouge will be like squaring off, and all of a sudden Super Dragon. I don't know. Maybe a bit of a mess, but a big giant brawl to end the go home show. Right. So now we should be ready for our ratings. Let's see again. No, that was good. Aussie Open getting over. Should we call them Aussie over? But you're not using them for a while. I have to say I've not really booked this tag division very well, but I don't know. Good segment though. Good start. Yep, that was a good match, which I was expected it to be. Flash Morgan's stats are not very good. Yep, that's fine. Yep, more over. Working with these veterans is really getting Orange Cassidy over. It's. I don't want to keep this going. I don't want to keep this going a little bit. Actually, once the Kevin Nashes, I can't keep bringing veterans in for Orange Cassidy to face, but I suppose it could be a nice little gimmick for him. Every now and again, he faces somebody from the. I mean, yeah, it's giving me an idea actually, but we'll gloss over that. Eli Drake, yeah, that's fine. So Kevin Sullivan's getting over. Rick Steiner in disguise. Good, that's what we wanted there, so that's positive reaction to that match. I do need to do something actually, just on the back of that. Yeah, good match, that's fine. It just bugged me when you look at the rating here. It bugs me twice. The match quality there, 77, crowd reaction 58, but the overall rating is only 60. But sometimes, like you'll get that, and then the overall rating is sort of halfway between. So there's 19% difference there between crowd reaction and match quality. So I'd expect the overall rating there to be something like 68 or 69 if you really want to be nice. But Yeah, I mean that's predicated by things like the quality of the announcers, the quality of the referees. I think the quality potentially of the road agents as well, but certainly the referees and the announcer impacts the overall. It's not just the crowd reaction and match quality. Anywho, that was a good goal. I'm sure. I thought that everybody thought they nailed the landing there pretty well. So that's good. Now we just need to make it through one more day, and 1.65. Is that our best rating? It is. There we go. Young Bucks. I was saying Young Bucks getting a draw for us, but we didn't advertise them. Can you imagine actually? I think WWE or I don't really get into ratings because I don't really pay much attention to it. But I feel like 1.65 is a really high rating, especially for like a tiny little promotion like us that 359 people come and see. But you know, I hear things like, you know, the demos are 0.2. Well, that means the overall rating can't be that good. I don't really know what that means, but yeah, can you imagine like if AEW or WWE got that rating now, they'd be quite happy. It shows how unrealistic this game can be at times, but I still like it. Yeah, people want to be high up the card. Well, I don't think it should be. They probably should, to be fair, but I don't like pushing people up because it means you've got to use them more. I think keeping them down doesn't really matter. Okay, there's just one more thing I need to do before we get to... So... Yeah, All-Star Weekend 16 on the 20th. I've set it as a pay-per-view. That may backfire. I guess we're going to find out. So yeah, I had a quick look. I did do a little bit of research, and real life All-Star Weekend for PWG, it looks like they were over 2 nights, which makes sense to be fair, because the NBA All-Star Weekend is over 2 nights. You know, Saturday, they have an All-Star Weekend Saturday, and you know, they have the dunk contest and the 3-point shootout and skills challenge and one thing and another. And then obviously the actual All-Star game, which is gradually getting more and more terrible. I don't quite know why I still I don't really watch basketball other than the playoffs, and even then I don't watch it too much. Maybe just like the conference finals and the actual finals that I pay a bit of attention to. But I still tune in the All-Star Weekend, and it gets worse every year. I don't know if it's just me. It's not. I mean, the worst thing about it is obviously Kenny Smith's commentary, but we're really getting off topic here. But yeah, it just gets worse. Anyway, there's one more. I do need to hire another person because I'm going to try and I want to keep growing this women's division because it's small at the moment, and I feel like we're on the verge of getting a close up of a book the women better sign. So I am trying to afford them the same care that I am the male counterparts. But anyway, I'm going to bring in another wrestler. We're going to pad the roster out a bit more, and I did a bit of research, and I'm going to bring in not Terry Frazier or Tegan Knox. I'm going to bring in Tennille Dashwood. So I checked this off in between recordings, and I've decided that she fits the bill as to what I'm after. So let's get her in now. We'll leave her as a face for now. I just want to see what her gimmick is before we can get her for 3 years. Let's have a look. Now, of course, need to up her money a little bit. She doesn't want to sign for 3 years. Will she sign for 2? Yes, she will. So that's a good little sign-in. Just... Where is she? Tennille Dashwood. What's her gimmick? Old school face, so we definitely need to change that, because she's going to debut as a heel, so we'll change that. So Tennille Dashwood's finish is the Emma-Lock, because of course it is. Not the Tennille Hook, which I think could be a good one. Might change that actually to that, and I've just thought of it. Literally just came to my mind then. Yeah, anyway, look at her starts, decent starts, brawl, technical, speed, all decent, especially brawl and technical. Not too over, decent charisma, so 30, so a good age. I think that could be a good little sign actually. We just need to give her the right gimmick, which is something I'll think about after this video's finished. Right, so we're now at the All-Star Weekend, hopefully as long as nothing bad happens. Every time I click progress time, yeah, there we go. I was just about to say, every time I click progress time, my heart goes in my mouth because I'm just waiting for an incident. You get too many incidents on this game. That is, I do think that is, you do get too many. Now, what's it going to be? An injury or an injury or a drug incident? Let's have a look. The Warlord's been injured. Fantastic. So not only is he semi-retired, he's now injured. Broken nose, right, well it's only 1 month, so that's fine. Right, so now he can't compete in the All-Star Weekend, so we are going to have to do a bit of a retcon. I didn't want to use Bob Backlund, but I think we're going to have to use him because I want to keep the 6-man tag. Right, to be fair, that could have been worse. At least it's somebody that can't wrestle on TV, and it's only a month, so it doesn't really matter too much. Although he obviously was going to wrestle in this match, but thankfully it wasn't a title match. Okay, so yeah, again, heart goes in mouth every time I click progress time. Right, here we go then. All-Star Weekend 16. PWG All-Star Weekend. Our first ever pay-per-view. Is this going to bomb? Let's find out. I'm hoping that all the outsiders that I've brought in to kind of bolster things will help. But I guess we're going to find out. Now, if you use hype videos, it still says they haven't actually debuted, which is what I wanted. I didn't want Hiroshi, especially Tanahashi. I didn't want Tanahashi or Shirai and Mickie James to actually I want this to be the first time PWG fans lay eyes on them, so... Well, let's get the show booked then. So, we're going to... let me just come out of that a second. Just want to check one thing. Where are we? Yeah, I mean, the roster looks... yeah, face room, yeah, that's fine. Yeah, the roster looks a bit more bloated because we've got the development territory. If we just get rid of the development territory people, that looks a little bit nice. There's still too many people on it, but I'm going to try and deal with that very soon. I don't care about that. See, look, NJPW on Access 0.41. We're getting 1.665s, aren't we? I mean, obviously that's part of the reason for that is the network that we're on. Anyway, All-Star Weekend 16, let's go. Let's put on a bag. This needs to be our best show today. I'm hoping it is. I can't see how it can't be, given what we're actually presenting. Right, pre-show. So again, the rivalry between Excalibur and Super Dragon. So Super Dragon's booked himself into this match, but then Excalibur's going to say, well, you can have your match, but it's going on the pre-show. Because we've got more important things to... which is a bit of a downside on Triton as well. We're saying we've got more important things to have on the main show, but you get the idea. So Super Dragon's going to win by cheating because he's a heel. And then no aftermath, so we're not going to get... I'm keeping... I think we can all see where this is going, but I'm keeping the Excalibur. I'm going to keep them apart for now. They can just sort of have verbal jousts. That's the thing with this booking. Like, you can only book so much, but little like nuanced things, like having the announcer say certain things, or parts or spots in the match where, like, you know, Super Dragon had been beaten Triton up in front of Excalibur and sort of bad mouthing him as he's doing it. Obviously, you can't book that, but that would be happening. That would be happening to keep that little feud going. Okay, so that should get the crowd ready for the pre-show. Now I think I've got the perfect opening match for our All-Star Weekend. And it's going to be a tag team match player, because of course it is. I've already done the joke once, haven't I? And it's going to be Aussie Open. Pick the right mark. Taking on, of course, Matthew and Nicholas. Still just Matt and Nick on here. So Aussie Open versus the Young Bucks. No title. And as much as I want Aussie Open to win, I think I'm going to have to put the Young Bucks down to win. So Matt can pin Kyle. Cleanly. Yeah, no aftermath. In fact, no, we'll have Young Bucks celebrate. We can do some posing. Just to get the crowd going a little bit. And put in a good match. Young Bucks will be done after this, so they can go back to being EVPs or whatever it is that they do. I was going to reference something then, but we're not going to do that. We're going to move on. We're going to move on to our first of 2 title matches, because we've only got 2. The tag titles are not on the line on this show. So it's our women's title match next. Book the women better. I am trying. It's Gianna Perazzo. What the hell happened there? It's Gianna Perazzo challenging Shanna. And you know what? We're going to have a title change. Decent run for Shanna, but I need to give it. I need to freshen up, I think. So we're going to give, especially with Mia Yim tied up. She's not actually not in the title picture at the moment. In fact, she wasn't on the Go Home show, was she? But patience, people. I do think that's been booked quite well, if I do say so myself. So Diana wins cleanly. No aftermath. Should have had Diana celebrating, really, given that she's won the title. In fact, screw it, why not? Diana celebrates because she's won the title. And yeah, put it in the match, why not? Don't know if that matters, said it before, I'll say it again, no doubt. Right, I'm going to have to change plans here because the Warlord should have been in this match, but unfortunately he's broken his nose, that metal mask that he wears, not doing the job. And that metal half Phantom of the Opera type thing that he used to come to the ring with. Okay, so it's a beaten up Crime Time. And an even more beaten up Eli Drake taking on the Glory Days. So this would be the Barbarian, the Warlord, and well, it would be Rick Steiner. Would be ideally, if we'd not have had those incidents, that would be this match. But it isn't. So because of that, it's the Barbarian, Kevin Sullivan, and Bob Backlund. I really didn't want Bob Backlund to wrestle, and there's a reason for that, which I will not go into. Because we're going somewhere with this Glory Days thing. It's not just. I think it's a good idea though, like having a group of veterans that basically say this modern wrestling is rubbish, and we're going to show you why, and all this other stuff. So I think it could work, this, if it was real. Right. Now on my booking sheet, I've got the Glory Days down as winning, but I might change that. I might change it. In fact, I'm going to. Eli Drake is going to pin. Oh no, he isn't. Shad's going to pin the Barbarian, just to set up a tag team rematch, because I need to get the belts off. I need to get the belts off the Barbarian and the Warlord. Sadly, but like I said, I need to. Do I need to? I'm just thinking with the Warlord being a non-wrestler. Oh, actually, I've just realised I've not done something. Ah, sugar lumps. I'll have to. Okay, we'll have to start this again. I'll edit all that out. Don't worry. Right, I meant to do something actually. When I went back onto here, and I checked to Neil Dashwood, what I actually meant to do was sort out Io Shirai and Mickie James, because if we look at Io, she's a face, and Mickie James is a heel, and I need them the other way around. That's annoying, I wish I'd remembered that now. Doesn't matter. Right, so Io Shirai, where are you? So she needs to go to a heel. I'll leave her gimmick as Foreign Star, though, even though I think it's better served as a. I don't want to change to Evil Foreigner, but we'll just leave it for now. And then Mickie James, I'll leave her as Psychic. I was going to change it to Country Singer, but Country Singer is more of a heel gimmick on here. Right. Mickie James. I just hope we don't get the losing over this because of weak gimmick thing, but it doesn't matter too much. Yeah, so Io Shirai heel, Mickie James face. Let's have a look. It's not saying change any gimmicks. I just want to check one thing actually. Yeah, see, I suppose, yeah, I mean, I think it's more suited for a heel, but I suppose you could get away with it. Based on that description, you could get away with a babyface having that. Let's see, let's try it. Mickie James, change. Country Singer, where are we? Probably should have just done this before the video aired, but it doesn't matter. Yeah, Country Singer. She hasn't said it's a bad idea, so we'll go with it. Let's see what happens. We'll YOLO it. What's the worst that can happen? Right, for the first time, let's book these matches. I've not booked these before. So of course we've got the kickoff show, Super Dragon taking on Triton. No title. Super Dragon wins. By cheating, of course. No aftermath. Build to a future match. Build to a future match. Not between those two. It's building to something though, obviously. I think everyone's worked out by now. Right, got the a tag team showcase match type thing here. It's Kyle and the Right Mark versus Matthew and Nicholas. Right, so Nick pins Kyle or whatever, doesn't matter which one it is. Young Bucks celebrate. Yeah, I put the Young Bucks in, but apart from, obviously, like I said, I want to try and just load this card up with a few, like, one-off appearances, but the Young Bucks obviously did. Young Bucks did wrestle in PWG, obviously. I think they're, well, I know they're from California, I don't know whereabouts. Is it Ratchacucamonga? It sounds like it's made up, that, but it is a real place, but it does sound made up. If I've said that wrong, if I was watching from there, I do apologise, but if I've said that wrong, but yeah, it almost sounds like a made up place, but yeah, given PWG is based in Southern California and they're from California, it's no surprise that they did have some matches there. Right, Deanna wins cleanly, of course, and then she celebrates. It's got a new champion, making sure the titles. I remember once I booked a match. It was for the title on the game once, and I didn't put the title on the line. And then when it came to, because I booked a title change, I didn't actually realise until it came to the guy defending it. It was Tajiri randomly. I don't know why I remember this, but I'd set Tajiri to win a title, and then the next time I wanted him to defend it, I picked Tajiri I picked the title, and I got an error message saying the champion's not in the match. Do you want to continue? So that was annoying. Bit of a big mistake. I've got a 3-on-3 now between the Glory Days and Crime Time and Eli Drake. So yeah, we're gonna have yeah, we'll have the Glory Days lose, I think. I like I said, on my booking sheet I've got the Glory Days winning, but we will have them lose. And there's a reason for that. Part of the reason is because the Warlord's actually injured. That is as daft as that sounds, that is one of the reasons. Where's Kevin Sullivan? I mean, Kevin Nash could join the Glory Days, really, couldn't he? But he's a little bit younger than some of these other people that are in it. Although actually, I don't know if he is actually. I don't know if he's younger than the Barbarian, and he's older than you think, Kevin Nash. He just looks younger. Or he did back in the day, anyway. But yeah, I think he's older than you think, actually. Anywho, yeah, so Shad, Crime Time and Eli versus... Need a cool name for those. Crime... No, I don't know. Right. No title, obviously. Yeah, so we're going to have Shad pin the Barbarian. Cleanly. Would have made more sense for Eli to him, but it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter, so a bit of revenge extracted there. Speaking of Kevin Nash, it's the work rate match. Although one's genuinely lazy, one just pretends to be, I think. No offence, Kev. In fact, I'll let you decide which one's which. So it's Orange Cassidy versus Kevin Nash. So Nash, as I said earlier, annoyed that Orange Cassidy, retired Ric Flair, and he's so annoyed he's going to beat him. Which I know sounds a bit silly. He's going to beat him because Timothy Thatcher is going to interfere. And again, that is going somewhere. It's not just a random thing. So we'll see where that goes. Timothy Thatcher continues assault. Kevin Nash just waltzes out, gets his paycheck and goes. I'm hoping that's going to be a decent little match, actually, because the stats are quite similar. Nash and Orange Cassidy, as ridiculous as that sounds. So I'm hoping that's going to be... Could be a little bit of a banger, that one. Maybe I'm a bit optimistic, probably am. Right, next match, it's Noah versus New Japan. It's Go Ace versus Go Shiozaki, which is why we didn't get rid of Go Shiozaki. I think he'll be leaving after this match, I would imagine. So Noah and New Japan don't get on, so we'll put them against each other. I mean, this was real. I don't think don't think this would be happening, but I think Hiroshi's going to have to win, unfortunately, because I don't think he'll lose. Tell you what we'll do, we'll give him a bit of heat back, though. We'll pretend there's going to be an alliance between... The bad blood's gone between Noah and New Japan. No, it hasn't. He attacks him after. And again, putting a good match. Right, 3 matches to go. Right, actually 3 segments to go, but one of them is not a match. And it's going to be this one. So just for a bit of trolling and a bit of fun, we're going to have a angle. It's going to be a video angle. And it's going to be a hype video for a debuting worker. And that worker, no prizes for guessing, it's going to be Tennille Dashwood. So we're going to... I've been attempted to have 3 months worth of hype videos, and then ended it by Tennille is coming, like you know, like Via. She's going to get it before Via did, but yeah, we could have 14 weeks of videos here just to give people PTSD. Not that there's anything funny about PTSD, but I think you get where I'm going with that one. If you don't know, don't worry about it. Okay, 2 matches to go. Double main event, even though there's no such thing. So I don't know why things are advertised like that. You could have a double main event if you had 2 matches going on at the same time, which I don't think anyone would really book. I think, why would you do that? Anyway, my favourite, Io Shirai. Well, it's not quite my favourite, but I've said it a million times, I'm a bit of a mark for Joshi's. So Io Shirai versus the country singer Mickie James. I hope this gimmick works. I can't see why it wouldn't. And of course, Io's going to win. However, we're going to have a caveat. We're going to caveat that. So Io's going to win by Asuka running in, which rhymes. So Io be interference from Asuka, and then her who wasn't booked recently is going to make the save. So running for the save. So Miriam runs in to save her. Build up to future match. We may not have finished with that one. And finally, the main event. World title on the line. Roosh, I think he was in PWG at some point. I'm guessing he'll have had at least 1 match, I would have thought. Maybe totally wrong on that one. May have only just been in Ring of Honor, but I'd be surprised. He must have been in Mexico somewhere. So Roosh challenging Congo Kong for the world title. Congo Kong's going to win. He's going to win cleanly. He's just going to beat him. No aftermath. And no purpose. The purpose is to have a title match. That's the purpose of this match. And that is All-Star Weekend. So we've got 8 banger matches, hopefully, and an impending debut of somebody that I think hopefully will get the should get the modest crowd that we get excited. Now, because it's a pay-per-view, I mean, you could do this on any show, but because it's a pay-per-view, we could spend something on. I'm tempted to do this, actually. Now, I'm guessing this is predicated by the size of the promotion. So have that what you can choose from here, because if you're global, I know if you're WWE or if you're global promotion, you can pick like have a world famous rock band play or something like that, or theme the entire event. Let's just see how much this would cost. So on-screen graphics, 70,000 for on-screen graphics, new ring look. Not bad like that one. Spectacular pyro, 100,000. Hire a big screen for the event. That's 500,000. Right, well, I'm not going to spend that on it. We'll have on-screen graphics though, because it's a pay-per-view. So let's appeal to the actual pay-per-view audience by having something nice for them to look at. I suppose you could argue it's a spectacular opening pyro, but no, we're not bothered with that because it's gone. With the on-screen graphics, yeah, we'll go with that. It's only $70,000. We'll be fine. Right. Wait for me to start the show. Let's do it. Come on, please be good. Now, you see, this is going back to what I was saying earlier about the overall. I'd expect that from that. Because if you look at the difference there, you've got 17% difference between reaction and quality. Well, if you're half 17, you get 8.5. So you'd expect it to be sort of 8% higher than that. And I'm glad about that. I'm glad it's more in the middle. It should mean we get better ratings, which is good. Right, that was a decent contest, as Scott said. And then the actual show for real. There we go. That's more like it. I mean, short match according to that write-up, but yeah, yep, good match. That was what I was expecting. Good match as well. In fact, that was better than I thought it was going to be. So, yeah, new champion. That's good. The old Venus de Milo. That wasn't as good as I was hoping it was going to be, but I suppose if you look at the quality of the athletes in the glory days, it was never going to be great, was it? But it's okay. It's not too bad. Could be worse. Still 60%, so that's fine. I was hoping for a better crowd reaction there. I knew the match quality wasn't going to be great, despite what I said earlier. But I was hoping for a bit more crowd reaction, because Kevin Nash's overness is quite high. I know Cassidy keeps getting over. He seems getting 3 points of overness every segment, but not getting over there. Slightly disappointed that one, but it doesn't matter. Yeah, that was a good match. I was hoping for better again, but still decent. That's fine. Yep, Tennille is coming. Again, hoping for better, doesn't matter. Yep, negative response. I was worried about that. Anyway, it doesn't. Again, I say it doesn't matter. It kind of does. Yeah, basically, what would happen there is, so they'd be having their match, and then Katrina would walk out onto the stage. She'd do the old, ow, that actually genuinely hurt. She'd do the old finger snap. Why was that so painful? She'd click her fingers like that, and then Asuka would run in and assault Mickie James. Then Io would win. Mia Yim runs out to make the save. Bit worried about that negative reaction actually for that. It doesn't matter. Keep saying it doesn't matter when it does. Anyway, move on. Main event. Please be good. 79%. That's more like it. 70% overall. World titles gained an image because of course it has. What have we averaged? 67%. I was hoping we'd scrape 70 to be honest. Or 68% at the lowest. But 67, we'll take it. Right, let's see what buy rate we got. I don't know how much it's cost us to put that show on. Ooh, you see, look at the production cost there compared to last month. And that would be because we've done a pay-per-view. Okay. Well, let's see if we lose money at the end of the month. I suspect we probably will. But it doesn't matter too much. You can get away with losing money once. 0.59 for Fusion. 0.51. We go 0.26 buy rate. So we made $650,000 and we made $750,000, and it's cost us an extra 700. So we've about actually to be fair, unless mind you, we've still got some TV shows to do, haven't we? I think we've lost. Yeah, we must have lost money surely, because those production costs. I don't actually know. I don't actually know this. I've never really played too much attention to the screen, but I imagine those production costs are for the entire month. So we've got some more warfares to produce. So that will go up again. So I think we have lost money on that. Having said that, if you look at the sponsorship money, we'll see. Well, let's see. Let's see what we get to the end of the month. I don't know enough. Like I said, I don't know enough about the finances to know if it works or not. Yes, that's a shame that, Mickie, to be fair. Right, now before we end this video, I just want to check a couple of things. Right, it's not saying to change Mickie James's name, even though it kind of sucked. Mickie James's gimmick, sorry, even though it kind of sucked. So we'll not worry too much about that. Kevin Nash is our top draw. He needs to be the focus. No, he isn't. So we shifted some Young Bucks t-shirts, and I thought we would at the at the merch for All Star Weekend. See, Kevin Nash is our top draw. Why is he only 3% of the merch sales? Why does he sell less merch than Rouge? I don't know. Anyway, that is the end of this episode. So it's gone 45 minutes, so nearly. So by the time I finish rabbiting on, it will have ticked over to that. So we've done 2 shows. We've got the big April event out the way now. So between the next video and this video, I'm going to go through the roster, and I may release some. Well, I'm gonna release some people. So the Young Bucks, for example. But I'm gonna go through the roster properly and decide if we need to move a few people on, because we've had quite a few hires and not a lot of fires. I feel like there's a couple of people here that we need to move on. So I'll have a bit of a roster cleanse between now and the next video. You don't need to sit and watch me releasing people. I think that's not particularly necessary. And then we'll move on. We're going to get back to sort of normal storylines from now on. Now we've got the kind of star-packed All-Star Weekend out the way. We're going to go back to normal and use more consistent characters and consistent wrestlers on a week-to-week basis, and try and get these storylines going again that we put on hold slightly to put on this pay-per-view. But anyway, that was All-Star Weekend, and that was episode 11. If you enjoyed this video, then please like and share the video. You can also leave a comment on the video should you choose to do that. While you're on YouTube, if you head on over to the channel, The Uncommentator, you'll find the rest of the videos in this playlist, apart from one of them, which has been lost to time. But anyway, let's not worry about that. You'll also find a bit of the games I've played through. So if you like wrestling, I've played through WWE Crush Hour, which is kind of a wrestling game. It's got WWE in the title, so why not? Also, if you prefer more traditional games, most of my videos on the channel are more traditional console games. So I've got some Super Nintendo, I've got Sega, PS1, PS2, etc, etc. So please go and check all that out if you like listening to my voice, and why wouldn't you? But next time, we're going to be moving on. We're going to be coming out of All-Star Weekend and heading our way, kicking things off, ready for the storylines are going to take us in to our next big event. But until it's that point, for now, from me, it is sayonara.